Thank you for watching Fox 4 News. I'm senior reporter Caitlin Knapp. The judge made that decision in just a matter of minutes that Wade Wilson will be heading to death row in North Florida. Now, during this sentence, his ruling, Wade Wilson really showed no emotion on his face. However, family and friends of the victims, Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz, well, they were in the audience taking a sigh of relief, some clapping at times, saying yes, and just taking a breath that's been coming for 5 years. It's been 5 years since the murder of the two women. It was a packed courtroom with family, friends, and law enforcement anxiously waiting for Judge Nick Thompson's decision. Some people even had to stand outside because it was so full. It only took him about a couple of minutes to officially make his ruling of the death penalty. Before the ruling, both sides made their final pleas. For the defense, a plea to sentence Wilson to life, and a plea from the state for death.
That death is permanent. Death is different. And we're asking the court to impose 2 life sentences for Mr. Wilson.
The state would respectfully request this court to recommend and impose the sentence of death upon Mr. Wilson because not only is it deserved, but it's earned.
Before the sentencing, both the state and defense brought up doctors. The defense's neurologist argued Wilson had frontal lobe impairments based on scans, meaning he would likely be more impulsive. However, the state's doctor, a medical examiner, contradicted that, saying there were no patterns of chronic traumatic brain injury. Now, just about a half hour after the ruling, the state attorney's office had a press conference. Our community correspondent Dominga Murray was there at the press conference. Dominga, really strong words happening.
Right. State Attorney Amira Fox spoke at that press conference before friends and family of the victims, and she said she had never seen in all of her career someone as evil as Wade Wilson.
He is nothing more than a vicious killer and about the most poor representation of a man there could ever be.
Just moments after Wade Wilson was sentenced to death row, a decision half a decade in the making.
He murdered a woman in her own home who did nothing to harm him, Christine Melton, as she simply slept in her bed.
And Diane Ruiz attacked while walking to work. The families of both young women spoke out following the decision. First, Christine Melton's cousin, Samantha.
This has been 5 years of agony.
And Diane Ruiz's father, Felix.
I didn't get to say I love her, and I miss her.
Assistant State Attorneys Andreas Gardner and Sarah Miller say Wade Wilson, punished to the fullest extent of the law, was not someone they felt should ever walk the streets of Cape Coral again.
This defendant's acts warranted the death penalty, not because of that he killed or how he killed, but why he killed. And he killed because he could. He killed because he wanted to. He killed because he'd already done it once. And he killed because he was going to do it again.
And the families, while this does not bring Christine and Diane back, they say it's justice.
This is not the end. The end is when the accused takes his last breath, and I will be there at the execution. That's a promise.
And Caitlin, this case has received a lot of attention on social media.
Yeah, social media and really across the world. So I want to bring in our community correspondent, Shari Armstrong. Shari, you've been tracking this since this trial started. What have you been seeing online?
It's incredible because I remember when the story started off as a missing persons case, it was local. A lot of people were tuned in. Now it's an international case. I mean, we've seen so many people. I know people were contacting you directly from some of those TikTok videos we posted. What were they saying?
Yeah, they were just saying, save Wade Wilson. People were contacting me on TikTok, Facebook, my work email, even my personal email that they found.
Right, so many people using that hashtag Save Wade, and we've seen that, and it's interesting because that came up today, not only in the Spencer hearings with the letters and petitions that we've seen, but also the State Attorney Amira Fox, during that press conference that you just mentioned, spoke about this as well. I want to let you hear what she said.
It has not gone unnoticed that this defendant is being idolized by some people who are somehow proud to mix their name with his through public comments, fundraising for him, or holding him up to be some sort of positive representation of a man.
And what I thought was so interesting today, Caitlin, when we were in the courthouse, Dominga, we heard these letters mentioned by the defense, and the judge was not able to read them due to ex parte, right? However, it's very interesting and very telling of the support that so many people showed for Wade Wilson through those letters, through the petition, through so much social media support.
Right, and Sherry, many people on socials are asking what comes next.
Yeah, and so eventually what's going to happen is he will go to death row. It's at Union Correctional Institution in Radford, Florida. He will join 274 other men there, but as far as when that's going to happen, well, he has some pending cases right now, so really it's just a waiting game at this point.
Right, and as we talk about a waiting game, again, a lot of details still coming into the newsroom as this case continues to move forward, and you can go to our website, fox4now.com, to keep up with us, as well as our social media channels as well.
Yes, definitely. Well, reporting outside of the Lee County Courthouse, Caitlin Knapp,
Dominga Murray,
Shari Armstrong, Fox 4.